Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, we are back yet again with another episode of X-Men 97. This, of course, is part 1 of 3 of Tolerance is Extinction. Guys, we're in the final 3 parts of this X-Men 97 series. I just want to start off by saying hi to everybody in the chat. Sorry that I scheduled this stream so later in the day. Usually I have it at 1 o'clock, but I had a doctor's appointment, so I kind of had to initially I set it for 1:30, but I actually got back quicker than I hoped I would be back. So we were able to start it a little bit earlier, so I set it for 1:20. So we are here, getting ready to talk about this episode. I actually really enjoyed this episode. I just want to say, hey, the All Things Dope. Nice to see you in here. You said the support always, brother. Of course. Yeah, I miss your videos, man. I miss you doing what you do. I'm glad that you're here supporting. But yeah, it's nice to just be back and get ready to talk about this episode. So like I said, this is the final 3 parts of the series, and this is the make or break for me. If I think that this series can pull through, if I put this series, if even the series gets to be deserved to be by Loki, season 2, because Loki season 2, I don't know if anybody knows or not, but Loki season 2 is my favorite in terms of all the Disney Plus shows. I just want to say, Jerry, nice to see you. Jerry, you said just finished the episode a couple of minutes ago, and I gotta say, one of my top favorite episodes. It was a good episode. Although you said, dude, Doctor Doom cameo. Well, yeah, we're gonna be talking about that. Weirdly enough, my TV is being weird. I actually went to check why it's not catching up. Okay, here, cool. That was weird. I don't know why that wasn't playing, but it's playing now because I'm reading the chat off my TV. But yes, we got a lot of cameos in this episode, and I said that this really was going to be a make or break to see how they finish these last 3 episodes, to see if this series deserves to be put right up next to Loki, because Loki is a high bar. The Loki series was a high bar. I love seasons 1. I love season 2. I think season 2 is better than season 1 of Loki. Now, I was like, okay, because as you guys know, my takes, I do not like episodes 3. I think episode 7 and episode 4 I do not like. Or no, I think 4, 6, and I think 7. 4, 6, and 7 I do not like, because that, of course, was the Jubilee episode and Storm episode. Then we had the Storm episode, and then we also had, Rogue going rogue. We had those episodes. I think it's mid. Derpy Entertainment, you said I think it's mid. Yeah, okay, so kind of going into what you're saying, Derpy. I like I said, they're 3 for 3 for me. That's what, or yeah, I think 4, yeah, or maybe it's because I like episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. I like episodes 1, 2, 3, and 5, and I hated episodes 4, 6, and 7. So they're 3 for 3. And I was really worried, okay, are they going to be able to pull this through in these last 3 episodes? I was a little bit concerned. I saw the clip for this week's episode. I was like, I don't know how I feel about these kind of, humanoid sentinels. And I didn't really like that clip where it's, Cyclops, was it Cyclops, Jean, and also Cable. I didn't really like that clip. I was like, it kind of looks goofy. These because I'm not a big fan of the humanoid sentinels. I'm not a big fan of that. I think, if I'm being honest, I think the sentinels look a lot cooler that they're, bigger. And I mean, Bastion said it in this episode that, the mutants can see the sentinels coming. So we want to make it where they don't see what's coming after them. So they made them humanoid sentinels. You don't know if they're human or if they're sentinel, and they're there to attack you. So pretty much Bastion's goal is that he wants to make something that the mutants don't see coming. He said Trask's designs were, flawed. That that the mutants could see them coming. The machines that were meant to destroy them. I was like, I understand you can see them coming, but they do look cooler because you can see them coming. I'm like, I don't think the humanoid sentinels look cool. That's just my take on it. I think they kind of look lame of sorts, and it's kind of like. I do kind of like how they're more of a threat, though, because they're able to heal themselves. So I get very Days of Future Past vibes from the movie, how those sentinels felt so unbeatable and felt like you couldn't damage them. I'm getting those vibes here. So it's kind of like, I do like how much more of a threat they are. And I do understand what Bastion is talking about, that we want to make it where the mutants don't see them coming. So I was like, I understand that, but I still prefer the Godzilla Sentinel that we had, the big master mold we had in episode 5. a lot of people said the fight sequence in this episode was a lot better than the previous sequences we've had in the past couple of episodes. I disagree. I still think episode 5 has the best fight sequence of all time on Genosha. I think that fight sequence really paved the way for everybody's hype level and brought a lot more people tuning in was because of episode 5. For people that weren't on it from episode 1, they jumped on after episode 5 and how much of like that was major trending. I mean, the series has been trending, but that episode in particular, like, blew up the internet. And I do think that was the best episode of the season so far. Do I think that this episode kind of exceeds episode 5? No. I think it's a good episode, but I don't think it was better than episode 5. And it's very hard that the episode 5, you can't get past that. You're trying, you want it, you like, because Bo DeMeo said that's only the beginning, episode 5. It's only going to get crazier from here. I hear the words he's saying. I kind of see what they're trying to do, but I'm not happy with the execution. But I did like this episode way better than episode 7. I think it's executed a lot better here than what it was in episode 7. Derby, you said just because my DC guy, I'm trolling. Yeah, I didn't watch it though. I preferred Spider-Man over the X-Men from the 90s. Dude, trust me though, I preferred Spider-Man over the X-Men 90s, but this show is really, really good. I think you should give it a shot, Derpy. Your mic is very low. I don't think it is. Is my mic low? You might just need to turn up your phone because I don't think my mic is low. Mic low? You might just need to turn up your. Yeah, bro, you might just need to turn up your phone because my mic is fine. But thanks though. But Bethany, you said, hey Beth, how's it going? Those cameos, yes, we got killer cameos. Otto, you said, let's hope the X-Men in the MCU is good. Otto, I definitely think they will be good. I'm not concerned. I think it's going to be great. Bethany said, you sound okay to me. Yeah, I think, Derpy, you just got to turn up your phone because my mic is pretty loud, if I'm being honest. I don't want to turn it up anymore. I feel like it'd be, like, really, really loud. But, yeah, honest to God, though, I thought this was an okay episode. I thought it was way better than episode 7. I doubt it, Otto. Derpy, why do you gotta say that, bro? Like, why you gotta be so negative, man? How do you like the Nightcrawler and Wolverine stuff? Okay, we're about to get to that. So with Nightcrawler and Wolverine, because this opening sequence is, of course, Cable, Scott, and also Jean. They're trying to do reconnaissance on a kind of like a warehouse or location on where Bastion could be and really get information on him and also kind of stop him like he has like a lead. They go there. Of course, we get the big car chase sequence we saw in the clip. Thought it was an okay chase sequence. I mean, no matter what Cable did or no matter what Scott threw at it or Jean threw at the humanoid sentinels, they would not die. These are kind of like robots that if you don't have a magnetic pulse, they don't die. So you could stab them, you could use your laser beams, you could do whatever. It seems they have like answers for all types of different mutants, the technology from, of course, from Woody Bastion. You know what I mean? I feel like they have, because it's futuristic technology, I feel like he has kind of an answer for all sort of mutant powers. So no matter what mutants do to these things, they can't be taken out unless it's from a magnetic pulse. Hence Magneto, which I still don't like how Magneto's alive, but he's alive, which I still don't think makes any sense. I think it's just them wanting to kind of make us think that, we're not going to ask the question on where Leech is. Because if I'm being honest, I don't like the idea that they're kind of like making it sound like we're not going to ask the question on where Leech is. Because I'm asking the question, where's Leech and where's... If Magneto survived, where's Leech? They didn't kind of give us those answers. And I feel like they're kind of just wanting us to use our imagination. Be like, oh, well, Magneto survived, but let's just assume Leech is dead. It's like, I don't want to do that. What is it? Let me read real quick. Jamigi, you said people acting like they never seen Spider-Man. Bro, Jamigi, bro, we'll get into Spider-Man because I really, really love that. But the guy you said louder would be like, oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, yeah. Derby, you said, I'm not trying to be, it's been awful, Saga. In your opinion, I mean, you can have your opinion, but I don't think it's been awful. Bethany, you said, I felt Days of Future Past Sentinels. That's why I said it feels very Days of Future Past Sentinels. Austin, you said, hey there, buddy. What's going on with you, pal? I'm doing great. Here doing this. Loving it. Bethany, you said, yeah, Derpy, Fox definitely didn't have a great saga with Phoenix Apocalypse, which is such a shame. Beth, I think he's talking about the MCU saga, not Fox saga. Jamigi said Leech is dead, which they didn't explain. So that's my problem, Jamigi. They didn't explain that. They need to explain shit like that. I don't like how they're kind of leaving it open ended where we don't know, and they just want us to assume that they're dead. There was no Bastion saying that. Oh, Leech and them are dead. Okay, you know what I mean? Like there was no explanation on how Magneto is alive, and I don't even know if we're gonna get that. I think they've kind of effed up there. And I did not like the Last Stand. Okay, yeah, I didn't like Last Stand either. Yeah, I feel like Leech is dead too. Yeah, I'd love to hear how Magneto lived. Exactly. Like I don't know how Magneto lived. We got no information on that, which I'm still very confused about. But of course we got this shot where they were fighting the humanoid sentinels. They didn't die. I was like, okay. It's like the what they're fighting is impossible to kill unless you have a magnetic pulse, which Cable clearly stated in episode 7. If you don't have a magnetic pulse to destroy these things, you can't destroy them. And I think that's why we kind of like my sister said she made a theory saying that maybe this was all a plan to get Magneto because, as Cable stated, the only way to take out these Sentinels is via magnetic pulse. And Cable had that technology, and of course, Magneto is the master of magnetism. It makes sense why Bastion would want to capture Magneto. We kind of filled in the blanks, my sister did, so she had a great theory, and she was correct, because literally when Magneto broke out by the end of this episode, he was taking out these Sentinels. He was just taking them out via his magnetic pulse. Now, this fight sequence right here, which we're going to talk about, I can't wait to see X-Men in the MCU. Sam, I'm really, really excited. Bastion, okay, I read that. Maybe magnet field is how own body somehow saved him, even after Blast got through his bubble. Maybe. Magneto found a reboot van? I guess so. The guy, I guess he did find a reboot van. We got 8 people in here, guys. Make sure to like the stream. Jerry said in the storyline that they are adapting from the comics, it really wasn't Magneto. It was a shape-shifting alien named Exorn. I can't even pronounce that. That took the form of Magneto. That's pretty cool. Austin, you said, and the fight in this episode was insane. Can't wait for part 2 and part 3. The fight sequence with Wolverine and Nightcrawler was pretty cool. I can't lie, this was a pretty cool fight sequence. Now, I can't lie also, they were breaking it down, they were fighting, they were holding down the ground, you know what I mean? They were holding things down, but they weren't killing these things. That's the thing, it's like, you can have cool fight sequences like this, but they weren't dying. So it's like, I feel like in a way, the fight sequence kind of felt obsolete because no matter what Nightcrawler was doing with the cool swords, and no matter how Wolverine was finally getting his moment after him not having a moment this entire series, and the only moment Wolverine had this entire series was when he told Morph to belly up, and he like shot, Gambit charged up his claws, and he like flew into the giant Master Mold. Other than that, this was a cool moment, but like I felt like it was undermined only because of the fact that these Sentinels just kept healing themselves. I was like, why are you doing all this cool shit if they're not gonna die? Like, just make them die. Like, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, why do a scene like this if they're not gonna die? It kind of feels obsolete. Yes, all these cool slashing and combos and this and that are cool, but if they're not gonna die, then what are we doing? I don't know. I did like the fight sequence, so I was like, they're not dying, so I was like, what it kind of takes away from what's going down. It's like, for instance, if like the scene in episode 5 with Gambit and Rogue, them taking out the Sentinels, trying to kind of save Leech and all them, it would be obsolete if what they were doing wasn't working. We'd be like, okay, all these cool moves are cool and all, but they're not taking any damage, so what are we doing? See what I'm saying? It's like, I really wish that these Sentinels did die, but they didn't, so I felt like, what are we doing? That was badass fight. It was a badass fight. Again, I agree, Troy, but like I felt like these things weren't dying, so I felt like, what are we doing? It's like, badass is cool, but if what you're being badass to don't die, then what are we doing? So I felt like, okay, I was like, cool fight sequence, just wish they would have died. This group of Sentinels, they feel so impossible to beat unless you have a magnetic field, and it kind of feels like these fight sequences are obsolete. I do think it was a cool fight sequence though. I was like, this is really, really cool seeing Nightcrawler and Wolverine kind of hold down that mansion. I was like, this is pretty cool. Mind you, the mansion got burned down, but it was still cool seeing them fight. And Rogue is out of commission too in this episode. she was kind of laying and kind of like in like almost like in an Odin sleep type deal. She was like slumped. And they were trying to hold it down and try to protect Rogue when she was kind of conked out. So it was a pretty cool fight sequence. I do gotta admit. The guy you said the ending fight sequence. Yeah, this was like the kind of like the ending fight sequence. Austin, you said exactly. Tip, I definitely agree. TP, I definitely agree. Agreed with you. Okay. Jamigi, you said the Zemo cameo was cool. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Bethany said that was creepy when those Sentinels were around her. Yes, there was a moment where like the Sentinels in this room were literally standing over Rogue, and that was creepy. I was like, that's really really creepy. Mind you, they look creepy, but my main problem is I think the Sentinels look cooler than these humanoid Sentinels. I just feel like they look goofy. I mean, they're creepy, but they're goofy, and I don't like how they just can regenerate themselves. I'm like, I don't like that at all. I just don't. This was cool though, because the moment where like Wolverine stabbed this humanoid Sentinel, at this point, Nightcrawler is trying to get all these Sentinels out of the room, away from Rogue and away from the mansion. So he's grabbing these Sentinels, and there was a moment where like Wolverine stabbed this dude to try to do the finishing blow to him, trying to really get these things dead. Nightcrawler grabbed him, and we got this cool sequence where like it almost is like Wolverine is seeing what Nightcrawler sees in his teleport, which I thought was really really cool. This was probably the coolest sequence. Like I said, I really don't like the fact that it's all flashy fighting and the Sentinels aren't dying, but I do like how that the fight choreography is cool, and we get to see like what Nightcrawler sees when he jumps through is like in a way like his teleporting. I do like how we kind of it reminded me a lot of Doctor Strange. If you guys know what I'm talking about in Doctor Strange 1, where like the Ancient One shows Doctor Strange like sort of like how the magic works, and like grabs his head and he like shoots and stretches out. It felt very much like that, and I thought that was cool. And there was mentions of Kamar-Taj in here from Beast about how like when Cable said like because Logan was like, why didn't you go back to stop Genosha from happening? He's like, I did multiple times to the point where I just gave up. And then that's when of course Beast said, I found in my readings of Kamar-Taj that sometimes you can't change things. Things are like fixed points in time. And I was like, okay, like they're kind of getting into like how time works. And I really liked how they got into that and mention of like Kamar-Taj, so meaning Doctor Strange is probably around. Thought that was really really cool. But you also said Austin, you said Doom 1 felt so out of the blue. Beth, you said I loved that effect with him and Nightcrawler. Yeah, Beth, but it was still cool though. Yeah. Jamiki, you said I think Magneto will form a new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I could see that happening definitely with him waging war on the humans. I definitely think he's gonna make a new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I definitely think so. Beth, you said yeah, super cool, Austin. Yeah, Beth, you said and Omega Red. Those Sentinels were scare. Lol. Wait, those scientists were scared. Lol. Yeah, they were when the power went out. Yeah, they were. Austin, you said yep. And my birthday was yesterday. Well, happy birthday, Austin. I didn't know your birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday. My birthday is actually May 8th, so it's next Wednesday. So I'm really, really excited for it. My birthday will be on the part 2 of X-Men 97 of, Tolerance's Extinction. So I'm really, really excited that my birthday is next week. Okay, but going on to this next shot, this is when Wolverine goes with Nightcrawler outside the X-Mansion, and now they have a whole bunch of humanoid Sentinels flying towards them, and it's kind of like at this point, they can't take these Sentinels on. It kind of feels like, what the hell are we going to do? Like, we could barely take them. We took them out. We were ripping through them, but they kept healing themselves. They kept putting themselves back together. Now we got a whole bunch. What are we going to do? And this is going to be very interesting to me, by the way this episode ended, because it's like, I think there's a lot that's going to happen in these next 2 episodes. Between trying to get everybody together to take out these Sentinels, but also we're going to have a split faction, I think, of X-Men team going against Magneto, but also have some X-Men members going to Magneto's side, and they're going to be fighting the X-Men. With also, I think the Avengers are going to get involved. And I think they're going to fight with the X-Men team against Magneto's X-Men team versus also the humanoids. There's going to be a lot of shit going on. At least that's what I hope is going to happen, everything I'm saying. because as we know, the Avengers were mentioned, or Cap mentioned his team in episode 7. I know he's talking about the Avengers. I don't think he's talking about the Howling Commandos. At least I hope not. I hope it's the Avengers because Hulk exists around this time. So I think the Avengers exist around this time. And if they're smart, they're going to make it be the Avengers team, not the Howling Commandos. Like, I want to see the Avengers. So I really do think that we're going to see a whole ass fight go down between Humanoid Sentinels, between Magneto's X-Men team, between our X-Men team, and between the Avengers. I think that we're going to have a whole bunch of shit going on in these next 2 episodes. That's what I think. Jimmy, you said Cyclops and Rogue are definitely joining next week. Oh, I definitely think they're going to be joining Magneto's team. I have a weird feeling that we were talking about this, Jimmy, about seeing Cyclops' kind of evil arc. I think it's coming. I already know Rogue is going to take Magneto's side. We're going to see that split faction where we're going to see Charles Xavier versus Magneto again. It's going to happen. And it just so happens that, Rogue and Cyclops are going to join the other side. I feel like that's what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting because now the Avengers are going to be involved. At least I hope that's what they are doing. If they're smart and they're seeing what we're all seeing, Cap and them will show up in these next couple of episodes or the finale at least. If not this next episode, part 2, I think they're going to show up in the finale. But we'll just have to wait and see. I just thought this shot was like, all hope is lost. We have all this shit coming in. We can't take them. What's going to happen? But of course we have this. What everybody's talking about down in the comment section, down in the chat. We had a Doom cameo. So Doom is working with Bastion, is knowing what Bastion's plan is about the new future, the new age of kind of humanoid super beings. And he's like, okay with that. He's like, okay, chilling. You know what I mean? All the villains, we unite as one. They were kind of having their own Avengers Assembled moment. Like, the world's about to be, they were getting into it. They were singing the Avengers Assemble song, but villains assemble, they were singing it. So all these villains are in on it. Like, we got Doom in on this with Bastion's plan. We got Zemo in on Bastion's plan. And I kid you not, when I saw Zemo and Doom, I was like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. This makes sense to have cool villain cameos work with this villain, or in with the villain's plan of a new era of a future where like the good mutants are gone and humans and villains get to rise up. This is what I expected. This makes sense. I'm not okay with this. I like this because I think it makes sense that all the villains would be okay with this new future of a villain paving the way and giving human beings and also helping them out and making them be a greater power around the world by getting the mutants extinct and the X-Men extinct and everybody else along with them. It makes sense. I thought that was really cool seeing Zemo. I was like, that's pretty cool. I can't lie. But also, Jamaica, you said it's gonna be like Civil War. I agree. I think it's gonna be a situation like that. At least that's what I hope, bro. We see something, but I feel like these writers might not. I'm a little bit worried that how it's been lately with me not liking these past like 3 episodes. I have a weird feeling that because I don't want to get my hopes up that the Avengers will show up, even though it makes sense, or Spider-Man showing up because it would make sense. I don't want to get my hopes up because I feel like they're going to disappoint. I feel like after these past couple of episodes that I've watched with X-Men, this series, I feel like it's been a little bit disappointing, and I don't want to get my hopes up because I don't want it to not see the Avengers show up, not see Spider-Man show up, because I feel like, again, what we all saw, Spider-Man, showing up, I feel like that is just a sign, and Cap kind of on the trail of Bastion, I feel like this is hint on that they're going to show up. Now, I just have a weird feeling they're not going to. I really hope they are, but I can't help but worry that my hopes are going to be my downfall. But, Austin, you said, whoa, that's really cool, Zach. Hope you have an awesome birthday, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Jermaine, you said maybe Beast joins. I could see it. Beast has kind of been on angry, man. He's kind of been angry at them. By the way, the news reporter lady, can't remember her name, but they did it in the comics. She actually was a humanoid sentinel. And the thing is that Bastion clearly stated that he has been turning people into humanoid sentinels without them even knowing. He's been wiping their memory. So they just think that they're just living their everyday life. They never got taken and they never got turned into a humanoid sentinel. So there could be just normal human beings that aren't even saying anything. You know what I mean? That maybe weren't mutant hating, that Bastion got his hands a hold of them and turned them evil. You know what I mean? But as far as I know, he said he's been in those mutant hating chat rooms and has been telling people, oh, you know what I mean? You want to be a part of the new era where there's no more mutants. It's kind of like he has been turning them into humanoid sentinels to be a part of his bigger and grand future plans. So it's like it's really really cruel what Bastion's doing to like just people. I mean, again, they're beat, the mutant hating people, whatever, they're beat, but like the people that didn't do anything and just were chilling, he's turning them bad, which is like really, it's really messed up. And I feel like I understand now why Sinister and Bastion are working together. They kind of are doing this, kind of are in the realm of mayhem and craziness. But even Sinister is like wanting to go against Bastion. And I was like, okay, like makes sense. He wants his kind of, you know, in a way, his mutant creations out and about. He doesn't want to just take out mutants entirely. He wants his mutant creations to be out and about and working for him. So he's kind of against Bastion's plan, which I expected, because I'm like, you don't, he wants to take out mutants entirely. You want to study mutants and enhance mutants and do all that. So it's kind of like, I could see Sinister trying to kill Bastion in one, like in these last 2 episodes, or going against him. I could see it. Whether it will happen, I don't know. But also you said, because you said Beast, Jamaica, you said there is a character called Dark Beast. Okay, and if that's, because I could also see Beast going to Magneto's side. I can. But Austin, you said, I would love to see that, Zach. That would be badass and very unbelievably awesome. It would be awesome if like everybody showed up. It'd be really really cool. Jamaica, you said, and Madam is that vampire or Vemper, or I can't even pronounce that. But who is Madam Vimper, if I'm saying that right, or Viper? Madam Viper. Oh, I think I know who Madam Viper is. I think those are deep cut like characters. I feel like I know who that is, but I could be wrong. Archangel, please join the team. That would be fire. I agree, Jamigi. I think Archangel would be really really dope to see. Rachel Summers cameo. Possibly. I don't know if we're gonna get any more people from the future kind of coming, unless it's just gonna be was it can't remember his name. Was it not Cable, Bishop. I think we'll see Bishop in these last 2 episodes, if not the finale. I don't see if we're gonna see any more cameos of like Scott's family. I don't think we're gonna get any more people. I think the only person we're gonna be seeing is Nathan. I don't think we're gonna be seeing a Rachel or anything. But you never know. Maybe, possibly, I don't know. Madam Hydra Val. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, Madam Hydra, yes. I don't know, maybe, I don't, maybe a cameo of Madam Hydra, because we did see Zemo, possibly. I feel like this was the only time we're going to see these villains. I don't know if these villains are actually going to make their, be there in the present, a part of Bastion's plan. I don't know if they're just staying in some sort of kind of bunker, waiting for things to play out. I don't know if we're going to see Zemo in these next 2 episodes, like physically fighting. I don't know if we're going to see Doctor Doom physically fighting in these next 2 episodes. All I know is that just seeing them was cool, having them a part of Bastion's plan. I like that. Makes sense. I miss Bishop. I agree. Not having Bishop here when they introduced him, and I kind of liking Bishop, because it was a character I never really cared for, but having him in X-Men 97, I'm like, you're pretty cool, dude. I'm like, you're kind of growing on me, and not have him like halfway through the rest of these episodes kind of sucks. But I think we'll see probably Bishop in these next 2 episodes. I think so. But Jamaica, you said, I hope they do New Mutants or X-Force. Possibly. I mean, we know they're going to be doing the Uncanny X-Men suits. I think they're going to do like new variations of the X-Men team, possibly. We'll just have to wait and see. Show. You said show? New Mutants. Oh, for show. That would be pretty cool if they made like a show. I don't know if they will, because they probably just want to focus on one X-Men series. I don't know if they're going to make multiple different series. I don't think they will, but that would be pretty cool. Me too, buddy. Me too, Jamigi. Yeah, that'd be really, really cool if they did all that. But going on to this next one, of course, this is when Magneto gets free, and he pretty much says not again, and he pretty much does a magnetic pulse, which Bastion was afraid of this, and that's what makes me feel like my sister's theory was correct, of Bastion wanting to capture Magneto to get him out of the equation so his future could exist, so it could happen, because he knew if Magneto was out and about, he would be the one to stop him in his grand plan. I don't know why he didn't kill him. Me and my sister asked that question. Wouldn't a smart villain kill Magneto? Why didn't he kill him? Why didn't he turn him into a humanoid sentinel? We don't know. These are questions I feel like somewhat Bastion is an idiot, because I'm feeling like, why wouldn't you kill him if you knew he was able to do this? I would love for someone to answer that question for me. Why wouldn't Bastion kill Magneto if he knew his powers could stop this? I feel like there is no right answer to that because I feel like they didn't even think that through. The writers, like, why wouldn't Bastion kill Magneto? That would be the smartest. I feel like wouldn't that have been the goal? You bringing the big ass Master Mold Sentinel to Genosha to destroy Genosha? Wouldn't you? When wasn't that should have been the plan to take out Magneto because you knew he was there. So it's like I don't get that. I really don't get that. I feel like that's a villain being an idiot. But at the end of the day, this might have been a part of Bro's plan. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't though, and the writers kind of wrote it where like Bro wasn't thinking smart. I really don't know. But yeah, because it just doesn't make. Maybe again, this could have been a part of his plan because I just realized that because he maybe needed something to kick off the mutant war and knowing Magneto would do it. But it's like other mutants could have done it. Like what you did on Genosha made Rogue go rogue. She was going and she was pretty much like antagonizing humans alone, of pure rage, of getting revenge. So it's like you could have just used Rogue as a catalyst to start your war. You really didn't need to use Magneto to get back in his red suit to cause a war. It just doesn't make any sense. But you said X-Men. Jamaica, you said the Avengers show would be cool. I agree. If they would bring an Avengers show in the world of this, I would be down for that. I don't know if they will, but I would watch that. That's for sure. But Austin, you said it sure would, dude. I would love to see that too. I would love to see it too. If they like brought in like everybody, it would be dope. Or even an Avengers show. I want them to bring back Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I would probably prefer that than a show based in this world of Avengers. I would like both, but if I had to choose, I would just choose Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes way over this. Like of the Avengers show in this world with the X-Men. I think I would choose Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes over that. I think that's just my opinion. I would still watch the Avengers show if they made one in this universe, but I prefer to watch X-Men, I meant not X-Men, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, because that's my show. That's my Avengers show. I grew up with that show. I'm rewatching that show as we speak on Patreon. I love the show. It's great. But you said, Jimmy, you said, he was gonna turn him into a Sentinel. That's what I thought he was going to do, but he didn't do it. Unless he did, but his facial expression when Sinister said, the I can't remember her name. The one that was on the council. Can't remember her name. The people that thought that the blonde lady was Mystique, pretending to be what's her face, and wasn't Mystique. And she, you know what I mean. And she actually was a part of. She was actually a part of Bastion's plan, but didn't know Bastion was going to do what he did on Genosha. I guess she didn't know what was going to go down on Genosha. But like I said, like I'm shocked Bastion didn't want to try to turn Magneto into a humanoid Sentinel. That would be perfect to have the person that can stop your Sentinels on your team. So it's like automatically there's no mutants can stop these Sentinels if you have the one person that can stop the Sentinels on your team and brainwashed. It just doesn't make sense to me. Again, maybe he had a different thing in mind. Let's just keep Magneto hidden. Let's keep him as a prisoner, and let's just see him world get destroyed. Maybe that's what he wanted to do. Something like mental to him. I don't know. Like I don't know. Again, I think that's just the writers not thinking things through a little bit, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know. But we did see I can't remember his name. Something Red. Can't remember his name. And I don't know much about this character because again, I have to remind you guys I did not watch the 90s show all of the episodes, but I know this villain and I can't remember his name. Omega Red. There we go. I just popped into my head. I know, Jamaica, you're going to say it, but it just popped into my head. Omega Red. Yes, Omega Red. It was cool seeing him as a cameo. Really, really cool. I'm trying to, like, get this back. Okay, cool. I'm going to do it like that. Okay, sick. It was cool seeing Omega Red. I thought it was a cool little cameo. Now, the scientists were scared, but as Bethany said, when the power went out, because Magneto made it where he didn't just take out the humanoid Sentinels. With his magnetic pulse, he took out all of, electricity. He took it all out. So at this point, everybody's kind of realizing what the hell's going on. Omega Red is now going to be free because the thing that was keeping him captive is no longer keeping him captive. He's going to get out. Probably be have a storyline for next season. I think that's what they're kind of hinting towards by him getting out. I think it will have like another storyline next season, or probably like be a villain of next season, or one of the villains of next season. So that was cool seeing him. Of course, like I said, we saw Doom, we saw Zemo. Love seeing them. They're a part of actually Bastion's plan, but it was cool seeing Omega Red, and I think they put him in there for a reason. Probably for one, tell the viewers where he's been, but also say that, oh, there's a chance he could be coming back and he could be a future villain. I think that was really, really cool. Jerry, you did say Avengers Mightiest Heroes revival. I hope. It would be really, really dope. Also he said, man, Jerry, now you're sparking my you're speaking my language, dude. That would be totally cool to see. That's what I'm hoping for. Supervise, dude. I know. You talked about it. I talked about it. We're about to get into it, I think, right now. After this, we saw a Silver Samurai cameo. Thought that was really, really cool too. He's actually in on the plans as well, I believe, with Bastion's plans. Thought that was really, really cool. Nice little villain cameos. I like that. This is the big one. Because we can talk about it now because we're here. And this was the highlight of the episode. This was the thing that made me the happiest person on the planet. I told you guys I liked the episode. I don't think it exceeded episode 5. I think all the episodes after episode 5 couldn't exceed what we did. It didn't live up to, it didn't hit that hype level. It didn't hit that oh my god moment until this happened. Seeing Spider-Man, the animated Spider-Man, the 90s Spider-Man pop up and him know, like his Spidey sense, he felt that shit. When Magneto did his pulse, bro felt it, and he's like, I know something's going on. And mind you, on the globe, when Hank was seeing how many humanoid sentinels there were, it's all over the globe. You know damn well they're in New York. Those humanoid sentinels are in New York, and Spider-Man's gonna have to like join up with the X-Men and fight. If this isn't what they are saying, that Spider-Man's gonna get involved, and the Avengers aren't gonna get involved with Cap, this series is lame. I hate to say it, but you can't do shit like this. You can't make a global threat level event, and we don't get the Avengers, and we don't get Spider-Man. I'm sorry. I just can't. And if people would be okay with the fact that I can't be the only one seeing this. Guys, am I the only one seeing what I'm seeing? That you can't make a global of like world-killing event, like a global threat level event, and have Spider-Man notice it, and all the electricity go out in New York, and humanoid sentinels are probably in New York. You can't have it where like all these heroes don't get together to fight this threat. You can't do that. Like I can't. Bo DeMeo, I'm really, really hoping is seeing what I'm seeing and sees the vision I see of the Avengers getting involved, Spider-Man getting involved, some X-Men like Cyclops, Rogue going to Magneto's side, and the X-Men team have to fight Magneto, Rogue, and Cyclops while also fighting the Sentinels, while also like fighting the Avengers, fighting the like Magneto's X-Men team. Like, bro, if I can't be the only one that sees this. Like, come on. But you said Dimitri, you said, I don't get it. It just Spider-Man. You guys have not seen Spider-Man? Bro, come on. Dimitri, have you watched the 90s Spider-Man show? Have you watched it? Because it's great. It's great. It's like, it is the comics. It literally is. It's great. It's just as great. I don't think it's better than Spectacular Spider-Man. I mean, that was the Spider-Man I grew up with, and then I watched this show. But seeing him, I mean, come on. They were putting the Easter eggs to Spider-Man from episode 1. When Cyclops went to go save Roberto, it said Daily Bugle. It said pictures taken by Peter Parker. They were alluding to us seeing seeing Spider-Man at some point, but it made sense we'd see him here, and it makes sense that he would get involved, and then we'd have a Spider-Man show. A revival of the 90s Spider-Man. It just makes sense. I wish I was up in the Marvel room. I really wish I was. I never watched the show. It's a great show. If you love X-Men 97, and I know you said you've seen clips and stuff from the 90s X-Men show, which, I mean, I recommend watching. You know what I mean? It's a lot of filler, but it's still it's a pretty entertaining show, the X-Men 90 show. I do think X-Men 97 is better, but the Spider-Man show I think was better than the '90s X-Men show, in my personal opinion. Spider-Man's my guy. I mean, Spider-Man's my dude. Like, simple as that. That was the first Marvel character I ever got introduced. I saw Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies. That was the first time I got introduced to the character. Spider-Man's my guy. And the fact that he showed up, I mean, come on. I mean, that's all anybody's talking about on Twitter. You go on Twitter right now on trending, it's X-Men 97, and only people are talking about Spider-Man. Like, that says a lot. Like, it's Spider-Man. It's the GOAT. You know what I mean? I'm so happy. You know, Jerry, you said in the original 90s X-Men during the Dark Phoenix episodes, they only allowed them to show a shot of Spider-Man hands. Yes, I know. Dude, Jerry, X-Men, and also for people that don't even know, Jerry, you probably know this, Jamigi, you probably don't, but the X-Men made a cameo on Spider-Man show. Yes, the X-Men show, they cameoed in the Spider-Man 90 show. They did. So it's like, I'm glad that they're showing him, but also I'm glad that it would make sense why he would go try the fight, because it's not only his city and his friends and his family that are in danger, but it's also he knows his friends are in danger and he probably wants to go help his friend. This is just, I feel like, just common sense writing. You know what I mean? To have Spider-Man get involved and especially in a way where you're showing him like this, I think all of us are thinking we're going to see Spider-Man in these next 2 episodes, if not the finale. I'm sorry, if Spider-Man doesn't show up, and if Cap doesn't show up again with this team, I think it's a missed opportunity. I think you were dangling it in front of our face, making it sound like they were going to join and help fight, and then just pull them, and then you just don't show them at all. It's like, I'm sorry, then you shouldn't have done the cameos. You shouldn't have shown Cap, because I think the way they showed Cap was dumb. Especially if they're not gonna, because they sounded like they were making him show up in the finale or gonna make him help out. But if you don't show him at all, it's like, what were you doing? Like, it was a dumb cameo. So it's like, I really want this to mean something, that it's a global threat. I want Spider-Man to get involved. I really hope he does. If he doesn't, I think it's going to be a missed opportunity. And I think this show won't reach the Loki level where I have Loki. Loki is number 1. That's not moving. I'm telling you this right now. The only thing I could see dethroning Loki is Daredevil. And I don't even know if Daredevil's going to hit that mark for me. I hope it will. I have faith that it will. But like, Loki is a special thing. Like, it's special. It's great. I know a lot of people don't like Jamiki. I know you don't like Loki, but I love Loki, and that's gonna be a hard. If these episodes don't hit, it's not getting close to Loki, man. I'm gonna do a full ass, like, I think, ranking of where I put all the Disney Plus shows, and I'm telling you, as far as how things are playing out, there's a chance that it could be right under. It could, but if it doesn't hit the marks, I need these last 2 episodes to hit. It might be a miss. But you did say I've seen the Shocker clip. The Shocker, I mean, everybody's seen the Shocker clip. It's iconic. Especially if you're talking about symbiote Spider-Man with Shocker. It's so iconic, especially it became a more memeable thing around the time of Spider-Man 2, of like when we started getting like trailers and stuff. People thought we were going to have that moment in the game. Didn't happen, but that's what people thought we were going to have. I still think it would have been cool if they would have done something like that with Shocker, but they didn't do anything with Shocker, and we didn't get anything. But I don't know. I just have a great feeling that they could really, if they're thinking how I'm thinking as a fan, I think these next 2 episodes have a possibility to be some of the best superhero fight sequences, and also like build up like thing to ever happen in a very, very long time. Like, if I'm being honest, because this could hit like, potentially this could hit like Civil War times like Secret Wars level. You know what I mean? Like, it could be like an event like that where everybody's coming together and everybody's fighting. Or like, we'd get like X-Men versus the Avengers before we get it in live action. Could you imagine if, like, because again, I said the Avengers are going to have to fight, and essentially they are fighting the X-Men team with Magneto. And some of the X-Men members be like, oh, don't hurt them. You know what I mean? We're not trying to hurt them. And then, like, we might go after Captain America. Like, we have a moment where, like, Cyclops and Cap could fight. You see what I'm saying? Like, if they do what I hope they are going to be doing, the internet will blow up. Like, let's just get something straight. If the Avengers and X-Men fight while also trying to fight the Sentinels, it's insane. It's insane. Even having them all on the same screen, maybe fighting all as one. That's like an end game event of everybody coming together to fight. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. Like, I need it. I just need it. And if it doesn't hit it, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Imagine Bastion and Ultron fuse, bro. That'd be insane. If Bastion and Ultron, dude, even if Ultron showed up, because knowing how Ultron is like a really highly advanced robot, like, the artificial intelligence would be insane. Would be insane. Could you imagine both of them as the main villains? Would be crazy, because Ultron's not a joke. And I think even if Ultron fused with Bastion, that would be a whole ass different problem of like psychoticness. Like, he wouldn't even just want to he wouldn't just want to turn humans into Sentinels. He would wipe out everybody. It would be worse than what Bastion's trying to do. It would be 10 times worse. So it's like, because he would probably just want, because we know how Ultron thinks. He just wants metal men walking around the Earth. That's how Ultron operates. He would wipe out everybody. He wouldn't care if you're a mutant, wouldn't care if you're human, wouldn't care. He would, what race, he'd take you out. Gone. Extinction. Everybody. It's 10 times worse if Ultron got involved. But, yeah, I don't know. I really hope these next 2 episodes hit. I really hope that they didn't just show Spider-Man for no reason. I really hope they didn't show Cap for no reason. Like I said, Cap was he was on a trail to find Bastion. You know what I mean? He was on that trail. Spider-Man now has his spidey sense tingling. Something's going down. This isn't a coincidence that all the electricity goes out and something's up. And what I've been hearing on the news, Spider-Man's about to show up. I really, really hope so. I need it. I need it. Jerry, you said my current ranking, Loki season 1, I'm assuming you're saying. Or maybe just Loki in general. You're like ranking all the shows. Okay, you're ranking all the shows. You said Loki, season 1. I'm probably season 2 as well, I'm assuming. Moon Knight as number 2. Falcon and Winter Soldier as number 3. WandaVision as number 4. Number 5, X-Men 97. Number 6, Secret Invasion. And number 7, Echo. Holy shit. Yeah. I would put Echo way before Secret Invasion, but hey, because I thought somewhat Echo was pretty entertaining. I think a little bit more than Secret Invasion. I don't even know which one I would watch the most. Secret Invasion or Echo. Probably only Echo because of the street level fighting. I felt like there was a lot more fighting going on than there was in Secret Invasion, so I think I would still choose Echo in that rank. I want a Loki episode when he replaces Thor with Storm. I want a Loki episode when he replaces Thor with Storm. What the hell? When the hell did that happen? What? When he replaces Thor with Storm. That's happened? That's crazy. Has that happened in like the comics where like Thor replaced Storm on the X-Men team? It's a comic. That's dope. That's actually fire, dude. That's actually really, really cool. I would love to see Storm and Thor go at it. That's the thing I want to see. That would be insane. Because let's be real, Thor, god of lightning and thunder, like he's the dude. Storm, god of like elements, bro. Like, could you imagine that? They both can fly. They both have lightning capability. Like, that would be insane. Like, that alone would be a fun fight I would even want to watch. Like, just to see how that would go. Part of me feels like I still think Thor would win, but even then, it's like I still would want to see that fight play out. That's actually really cool. Like, just to think that concept is really, really dope. But yeah, honestly, you said, yeah, Storm was worthy. Storm was worthy for Mjolnir. I guess it makes sense. I mean, Storm is very level-headed, and she's very, like, down to earth. Yeah, and she always sees the good in people. I could see it. She has I think she has like kind of like the heart of kind of like a Steve Rogers. You know what I mean? And like I could see it. If she would be the other person that probably left Mjolnir, I could see it. It makes sense. Yeah. That's actually cool. I mean, yeah, I think if anybody was going to lift up Mjolnir, I could see Storm. Out of everybody, yeah, it makes sense. I love it, Jamigi. I love when you give me this inside knowledge because a lot of things I don't know, and it's cool to hear something like that. It's like really really dope. But yeah, these next episodes I just hope hit. I hope aren't bad. I hope are really really good. I hope we see Spider-Man get involved. I hope we see the Avengers get involved. Time will tell. We'll have to wait until next week to see really what else we have because how we ended this episode was with Charles Xavier landing back on Earth and him calling his X-Men, saying to me my X-Men. He's calling Beast, he was calling Jean, he was calling Scott, he was calling everybody. At that point, of course, Beast and of course Nightcrawler and Wolverine saw him, so they were already there. So the only ones he was really calling was Beast, Jean, Scott, and then probably I don't know who's gonna find Roberto and also Jubilee. But Roberto and Jubilee were being attacked this episode by like his butler turned into like a super sentinel or humanoid sentinel, and like it was mayhem, and people that were like rioting that came across them at the mall, they were being chased through the mall. It was chaos. So I don't know who's gonna find them. But it was cool seeing Roberto use his powers in this episode too. It was pretty cool seeing him fly and actually use his powers because he's been just sitting in the back seat. Was actually really really nice. I thought that was cool. I hope he actually fights in these last 2 episodes too. I hope so. Also, Roberto's mom's a piece of shit, but that's besides the point. She really let the humanoid sentinels take her son because what? He got exposed at the party she was having to get investors to give her money. Like that mom was, I was like, wow, what a crappy mom you are. You're really going to let these scary beings that he just said tried attacking him take him just because is insane to me. Mine is insane. That's why he was in my X-Men shelf. That's why he was on my X-Men shelf. Thor, that's why Thor was on your X-Men shelf. That's dope. That's really, really cool. Speaking of Thor, I actually have a Thor figure I could put with my X-Men. It's a Thor figure that's like from Thor 1. It's like not a Legends figure, but it's a Thor figure. I could probably put it up with my X-Men 97 figures if I wanted to. Or I could use the Thor Love and Thunder figure and use that as the one I put with the X-Men. That would be dope too. Or maybe I should just get a comic Thor figure. That would be dope too. Like a comic accurate Thor would be cool as a Legends figure. His father hates mutants. Oh, Roberto's. Well, that explains a lot. Jamaica, you said that's why Loki was in my villains shelf. That's why Loki was in my villain shelf. Oh, okay, I get you. I don't have Thor. Okay, so that's why you said Loki, because he did the switcheroo and he's kind of like a villain to the X-Men. Okay, I see you. That's dope. I want a Thor. I kind of want an old classic Thor figure. That would be dope. That would be really, really cool. I do want to start collecting some of the older figures. I do want to start doing that at some point. Like an older Iron Man, an older Captain America, an older Thor. I would like to build the Avengers, but like the comic versions of themselves, not the movie ones. I already have a lot of the movie ones. I have to get the movie Iron Man. I've been holding off, but I feel like if I have Cap, I need Iron Man. So I gotta get that at some point before like it disappears. But yeah, like I said, I like the way the end of the episode where Charles showed up. It said to me, "My X-Men." I thought that was cool. I just hope, like I said, that they pull this through. I really, really do. I just don't want them to like get all of our hopes up of like, oh, Cap is looking into things. Cap's gonna show up like at the ending, like in one of the 3 parts, he's gonna show up with the Avengers. And like, oh, we saw Spider-Man. He knows what's going on. He's gonna show up. Like, don't do that to us and then not have them show up. Like, please don't do that. Like, I don't understand that at all. I don't know if Bo DeMeo is that type of dude to, like, dangle stuff like that as just cameos when it sounds like you actually are leading and actually you're going to make them show up, but then they're not showing up. It's just, like, or better yet, if they're going to be cameos, tell us they're going to be cameos. Like, make a tweet saying they're cameos, they won't be showing up in the finale or something. Like, just say that. Like, don't get people's hopes up by what we think we're seeing, and then we don't, and we're actually not seeing what we see that the groundwork you're laying. We're seeing that they will show up. You see what I'm saying? I don't want that. I want them to show up. But you said he's like $60. You said Hasbro is stupid. They won't release a comic classic Thor. He's like $60. Holy crap. Like not from Hasbro, but like he's like $60 online. That's a lot for like a classic looking Thor figure. $60. won't be spending that. But like if they make a more updated classic Thor figure, I'll buy it. If it looks cool, I'll buy it. But yeah, I just hope these next two episodes are good. Like I said, as of right now, how I would rank the episodes, which we're gonna rank the episodes before I head out here. We're gonna rank these episodes because I gotta clean up my living room, and I also need to get going to the gym. And also, my steelbooks came in today. My Falcon and Winter Soldier steelbook came in today. I'm waiting for my Moon Knight steelbook. I'm planning on doing unboxings for those, so those will be coming to the channel sometime today, like late tonight, or probably sometime early tomorrow. I think I'll release them both tomorrow, and maybe release one tomorrow and then one Friday. But I will be filming them both tonight, so stay tuned for that. Those videos are gonna be dropping somewhat, like I said, tomorrow and sometime Friday. I think that's what I'll do, so that way you guys have content for like 2 days over on my main channel. Drop one then, and then drop one there. I'm actually gonna turn this off for a minute because I definitely don't want to like show me logging into Disney Plus. But yeah, so stay tuned for those videos. But you said, Jamaica, you said, unless you want the 90s Thor, then there's a 2-pack. Send me that in the Discord. I'm actually curious to see what that looks like. But we're gonna rank these episodes because I'm gonna tell you this right now. I still think I still think episode 5 of X-Men 97 is my favorite episode. I still would say that. Come on, where is it? I'm trying to see on the recent stuff that came on Disney Plus. There we go. Here it is. Cool. All right, let's rank these episodes, shall we? Let's do a ranking. Okay. So this is how I would rank the episodes so far. I would say episode 5 is still my favorite. That's number 1. Episode 1, I would say is 2. Episode 2, I would say is my third favorite. Episode 3, I would say is the next one. And then episode 4, I don't know. I would say episode 7. Then I would say episode 4. Then I would say actually, no, better yet. No. We're going to do episodes 5. So 5 is 1, then 2, then 3. Then I'd say episode 8. Then I would do episode 7. Then I would do 4, 6. That's probably how I rank them. That's probably how I would do it. So that's my ranking of these episodes so far. I definitely think that episode 8 is definitely... I would say definitely better than episodes 7, 4, and 6. I'd say episode 8 was probably above those for me. So that's why I said I did episodes 5. 5 is number 1. 1 is number 2. 2 is number 3. 3 is number 4. 8 is number 5. Then 7 is number 6. Then I would say 4 is number 7, and I would say 6 is number 8. That's how I'd rank the episode so far of X-Men 97. I'm curious to know what your guys' rankings are. Let me know what you think. You said I'm also gonna send you I think he said, is that Hawkeye and She-Hulk? Hawkeye and She-Hulk? Yeah, I think that's what you're trying. Is that what you're trying to say? Because there's no K in there, so I'm assuming you meant Hawkeye and She-Hulk. But yeah, that's how I rank the episodes. I'm curious to know how you guys rank the episodes. I think by the time we're done with the series, not next week, but the next Wednesday after that, I think we're gonna do an overall ranking of of how I rank the series. I think that's what we're gonna do. We'll do like a ranking of like where my episode rankings are in the last 2 episodes when we're done, when we're doing our spoiler review for episode 10. We will do like an updated ranking on the episodes, and I'll kind of give my ranking of where I rank the series overall and all the other Disney Plus Marvel series. That's what I'll do on here on stream. I'll do it with you guys, and you guys can tell me your rankings for the episodes of X-Men 97, and then your ranking of how you would rank all the series, Marvel series on Disney Plus, how you would rank them. I'm actually like really curious to know what you guys have to say about that. You said yeah, and he said Ghost Rider is out for pre-order. I have to pre-order it. I think I might wait until I get paid next week to pre-order it, but I definitely want to get it. I think it looks pretty cool. So It's definitely on my list, Jimmy, of things I wanna pre-order in terms of Legends. It's definitely on the list. So stay tuned because I want to do an unboxing for that if I do get that over on the Patreon. Also, guys, I'm gonna be unboxing Storm and I'm gonna be unboxing Rogue. When my Rogue figure comes in, which is supposed to come on the 3rd of May, so it's supposed to come in sometime this weekend. So stay tuned for that because I'm going to be unboxing Rogue and I'm going to be also unboxing Storm. I actually am going to be releasing my Magneto and Jean unboxing for both of those Marvel Legends figures for X-Men 97. That video is already done. I'm actually going to be uploading that today to Patreon. So if you guys want to go check out that video of that unboxing, head over to Patreon. It's in my description down below in my link tree. It takes you straight to my Patreon. It's only $5 a month. Also, the Knuckles series reactions, all my 6 episodes are up on Patreon. So if you guys want to go watch my Knuckles series reaction, it's up. All of the episodes are up on Patreon. And also, I think this upcoming, I can't remember when. I think it's this Saturday, I believe, or because today's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This Friday, I'm gonna be doing. I think it's 6 episodes of. What is it? I think it's called Tales of the Sith. I think that's what it's called. Tales of the Sith comes out this May 4th. It comes out May 4th. Okay, so it comes out this Saturday, I believe. So stay tuned for that because I'm going to be doing reactions over on the Patreon to that as well. And not a lot of people don't like Star Wars, but at least that's what's coming as of right now. And then pretty soon we're gonna have we're also in the middle of rewatching Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That's also something we're doing over on the Patreon. Along with I'm gonna be starting Spectacular Spider-Man, hopefully as soon as tonight, because I want to film a couple more episodes of Earth's Mightiest Heroes and drop those, and also drop my episodes to Spectacular. Possibly sometime this weekend, drop them. I hope. So stay tuned for all that. That stuff is coming. But as always, guys, that was the stream. Hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday for part 2 of X-Men 97 of Tolerance is Extinction. Peace.